Hello, fellow awkward humans. Today, we're going to get artistic. I've seen quite a few TikToks about art, and I want to know if I can draw the way they can draw because their drawings lift me up. And that's what we're here for today, to be lifted up. So we're going to try and recreate a TikTok like this one. In this TikTok, they create a 3D effect, and I just think it's so cool. After that, we'll get out our paints, and we'll paint a happy little picture. Now let's start out by sketching our new friend. Oh, what could that be? I don't know, but I hear he lives in a pineapple under the sea. He needs some eyes, eyelashes, and porous little holes. You've got that right, it's SpongeBob. And what is he talking about? Legislation. We're going to move on to outlining one side with the color red. Just like they told us to in that TikTok. Did I mention I think it's just so cool the way he found that out? As we're outlining, you'll notice I miss quite a few spots. Does that bother me? Heck no. I'm so unbothered. You could call me a cool cucumber. Is this the best thing I've ever drawn? You're darn tootin'. Look at how perfect those circles are. I don't think I've ever seen a more perfect circle in my life. Now we'll move on to the color blue on the opposite side of our red. This is me trying not to mix the colors. We didn't want purple. Was I getting frustrated that I couldn't draw? Yes, I was. And here you'll notice, in a moment, I realized I forgot more lines than I thought. But did that bother me? Yes, it did. And so we had to fix a few things, but what's life without a few mistakes? I've always wondered why a sponge needs arms, but I guess it wouldn't be much of a show if he just sat there. And now I'm realizing that I think I took his advice a little too literally. Did I need all these lines? No. Could this have been a lot easier for me? Yes, it freaking could. Let's skip ahead here. Now we're starting with the horizontal lines, moving back and forth around the drawing. Here I realized I could not stop drawing diagonal lines. Did it bother me? Yes, it did. I think I'm achieving a version of his effect that I just think is so cool. Have I mentioned that? Fun friends and felines. We were just tick marking away all over SpongeBob's strange little body. You'll notice I started to get very annoyed. And my lines were no longer as straight as they had once been. This took a lot of patience. We all need a little more patience, don't you think? I know I sure freaking do. Let's start with our blue lines now. I made significantly less blue lines than red, and that's because I was over it. Surprisingly though, this was not the last step. And thankfully I did not give up. You see that marker try to roll away from me? Little son of a gun thought he had a chance. It's tedious work, but somebody's gotta do it. Now we'll dip into our white paint. And let me tell you, this is an old, watery, yet somehow still chunky bit of paint. But it worked for these purposes. We all like a bit of chunk, huh? Here we're creating space between some of our lines to make it seem like our hard work is almost gone. Here's the finished product. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? I think it's pretty cool. Moving on, we're going to turn this canvas that I purchased for around $10 into a brand new piece of art. We're using light blue yellow, green, weird green, and darker blue. Those are the professional names, in case you were wondering. I started out with a light coat of light blue, just trying to cover up the general darkness of the first canvas. And we're going back in with a second coat because I realized it was going to look really dumb with just one. If you've never painted a canvas completely, I will tell you it's therapeutic. It's way better than getting your rage out in the morning. And we're going in with a few lines. I saw this in a different YouTuber's video, which I'll link down below, and I thought, heck, I can do that. And so I did. I thought this looked pretty cool on its own, but as I kept drawing straight lines, I realized it could use something more. This is me trying to figure out which way it looks best, and I completely turned it upside down. We're going to add a little snazzy detail. See if you can find the message. Here's a close-up for you. Can you read what it says? Let's try and read it together. Black. Oh, black. It's a good color. Live. Lives. Oh, black lives. What do? Matter. They matter. And now that we're done painting, fun friends and felines, I think it's time to call it a day. This took me about 2 days to finish, so you could say I've been doing a lot of hard work. And I think this video has come to a close. Thanks so much for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe, and continue to stay beautiful. Continue to stay socially awkward. Bye-bye.